Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Attention, all true believers. Marvel Comics is on the air.
A friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Anything you celebrate. I am Jeff, the gentleman to this. There is the left. That's Dom. We're back. Thursday nights, 8 to 10, 2 hours. And tonight for a Christmas miracle, Christmas spectacular, Dom and I, we're going to do all slabs.
Only slabs.
All slabs. We have some cheap slabs here going from like $30 all the way up to a few hundred, a few thousand. So a little bit of something for everybody. If you were looking to treat yourself to a Christmas gift, a Hanukkah gift, end of the year, this is going to be the show for you guys. Only slabs. That is right. We talk about men's health and CGC graded books. Dom and myself here on our Only Slabs channel tonight.
That's
hey,
right.
Kenneth, Matthew. First and foremost, Dom, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
How was
Jeff.
Christmas, man? Thank you.
It was excellent. We had a great time. Sorry, I'm just putting one last sticky note on the book. We're good to go.
Yeah,
It was excellent. We had a great time. Had some family over. We had way too much food and festivities.
Oh, yeah.
It was wonderful. How about yourself?
Same thing. Some family, but too much food. If if we had 100 people, we're Puerto Rican and Italian. We're cooking for 300 people. So
Of course.
we had
Absolutely.
about maybe 7 people over, but food for 55.
Yeah.
So do the math. Never works out. I'm eating this stuff for the next 3 weeks.
Right.
It's a win though.
Yeah.
But so slabs, holiday season, guys. Again, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you're doing, for the new year. Please be well, be safe. And tonight we're just doing, some 9/8 slabs. Mill skills, seeing Nosferatu in about an hour. Okay, jump in and say Merry Christmas, man. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We'll get your books out this week as well.
Yep.
And if there's anything you see before you go down to the movies, let us know.
Which I heard that movie was excellent, by the way.
Yeah. You know who saw Nemesis Prime? I was talking to him today. He had actually seen that last night, late night Christmas movie, and he
There
said it
you
was
go.
fantastic. So
Yeah. I've only
check
heard
it
good
out.
things, but I haven't been out to see it.
All right. So we're gonna jump right in. Let's just go. We got 2 hours of pure goodness, guys. Only slabs tonight. I'm gonna start with something that I'm hooked on. It's a game called Marvel Rivals. I don't know if you guys anybody here has played it. Who was it? Jen Mint was talking about it when Alex was doing a show.
It's good.
It is good. Are you playing?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I'll see you then later. So
Yeah.
we'll go on to this one here. This is, can you guys see that? Looks a little bit darker in here today for some reason. This is War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #1, 9/8. This is the first appearance of Luna Snow. And there's going to be a couple other people in here, but specifically Luna Snow. She is a character in the game. She roller blades. She heals. She's got some mystical, magical powers. This 9/8, guys, $75.
Yeah.
That is only slobs tonight. Only slobs. I feel a little bit slobbish, from the food yesterday, but only slab.
I'm definitely still recovering, so I think I fit into the slob category for sure.
Guilty. So there it is, $75, guys. 9.8, near perfect grade. Again, all of these characters that have been featured in this game have been taking a pop because now you're going to get a new wave of
fans.
Only slabs. Yes, a new wave of fans, younger, because like your son Mason, right? My son Miles. Miles is like, Dad, who is this character? I'm like, oh, it's Jeff the Land Shark.
Yep.
Now that's another book too. So
absolutely,
we got an Agent to Atlas, 9.8.
That book is what, 2017, somewhere around there.
19. This one's 2019. Yeah.
So that's the one. That's the one cool thing about Marvel Rivals is they kind of picked characters from all different variations and versions and eras of Marvel Comics, which was really, really cool. I mean, Luna Snow's probably one of the newer characters in there. Jeff's definitely also one of the newer characters. I think he's 2015, 2017, somewhere around there.
In that same time period, dude. In the same time period, because he was in that West Coast Avengers book.
Absolutely. Yep.
And then a couple years later, he got that Jeffverse book that people were putting them in like the dollar bins, and now they're like $25, $35 books. So
yeah, absolutely.
Just, the power of a game, Ron, like that's wild. The game's just pushing the prices up.
Yep.
All right, so we said that. I'm also in my what if phase, right? Because Disney's dropping the what if stuff. So I pulled out the For the Duck #1. Well, it's cool because Chip Zdarsky does good story, great stuff. But this is the first appearance of Gwenpool. So you got a 9.8 there. First Gwenpool, $125. An affordable modern key. The last Vision episode was sick. Transylvania is a Slavic country, right? It might be. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that part of the world. Maybe Dominic can school me geographically.
Being from Pennsylvania, I don't know much about Transylvania.
Well, Transylvania, I thought Transylvania was next to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not up on my Transylvania lore. I mean, I watched what's the movie with the bats and the werewolves, but it's animated for the children's
animated for the I'm going to say Werewolf by Night, Disney special.
Right, the black and white, yes, Werewolf by Night. That's exactly what I was thinking of, yeah.
I'm not good at this game. I am no good at these guessing games. All right, I'm giving you two more.
Okay.
One, Red Hulk, right? 9.6. This is direct edition, clean copy. I'm excited for my Captain America Brave New World. There's no secret that the Red Hulk is going to be in that movie. Thunderbolt Ross, they recast with Harrison Ford. So let's go for that one. That's a 9.6.
If you want the variant, we have the variant as well. Same book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 9.8.
Absolutely. That's a 9.8. And then I got 9.6. So 180, 350.
Yep.
Wow. Well, Dom, let's call out a price. What would you do for the pair if somebody wanted the pair?
Oh, man.
Name this price for me. That's it. The rest of the night, I'm gonna say, Dom, give me a Christmas price on every book I put up.
Craziness. Like how about if you take the pair, we'll do $450 for the pair.
So that is what, $350? This is $100 then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
And that book sells raw for
for $100 easy. Easy. This is $180, guys.
Yep.
That's $350. Take the pair right now. Yep. Christmas Miracle, Red Hulk Miracle.
Absolutely.
Okay. $450.
This is the Hero Initiative incentive edition, essentially. So a very, very difficult book to find. Yeah. The cool thing about this book is it came out in 2008 when variants weren't really a thing. They were a thing, but not like they're a thing nowadays. So the variants, you have some of your early Ghost Rider variants. You have obviously this book. There's a lot of really, really difficult to find books from that mid 2000s, 2008, 2010, where variants were legitimately hard to find. Unlike, nowadays there's 4,000 variants per issue. This book got what? There's three?
Two or three, maybe. I think.
It's crazy. So,
don't go to a Comic-Con, Dom. You're going to see a lot of variants there. And on top of that, guys, first off, Man Cave Comics, what's up? Dom and Jeff said, what's up?
How's it going?
That's cool because that's also the Incredible Hulk 1 homage as well.
It is.
So you're getting a harder to find variant. Some people used to call them ghost variants, right? Because they just nobody was ordering that many of each, and they weren't like you said, they weren't producing that many. And then the last one, because it is a holiday, I have to just give one. This oh yeah, I gotta get that angle today right here. This is a 9.6. These are tough to get in 9.8s, guys. The Batman Adventures Holiday Special. Dude, this is tough. And it's got the thicker the spine, right? So that always shows your defects first. Again, it's the darker cover, the black cover. So you'll see a lot of those flaws. 9.6, nearly perfect, $125. This is a very iconic Batman Adventure covers. I mean, personally, it's Batman Adventures 12, and then this book. I don't care for anything else in that series. Number ones are number ones, but those two are tough.
Bruce Timm do that cover? I don't remember.
He did. No, did he do the cover? He did. Bruce Timm did do the cover. He did some Dini and Tim stories for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, Bruce Timm stuff has been popular for forever. It's only going to continue to get more popular. He doesn't do a lot of comic covers. A book like that is probably a good pickup, especially for what, $120 you said that was?
$120, guys.
Epic cover, Batman Adventure Special, very difficult to find in grade. Like, it's a good book.
You know what, Dom? What we didn't do? Shame on us. Let's rewind.
Okay.
Guys, if you claim something, the form is here. It's pinned to the top. See that? And since we're doing slabs today, guys, it's going to be about $18 a slab, 1 to 2 pounds, right? Shipping went up, but that'll cover a couple slabs. So you're good for like, I think three or four slabs in that price, right? And if increases, we'll let you know on the back end. But for the most part, that's going to be like, again, 3 slabs, unless you're going crazy. But
of course.
All right, so I did a couple of mine. You fire away next, brother.
All right. Well. What do we have here? So I'm going to go with books that I think are a good buy. So is what I'm going to go by. So personally, when I'm looking at buying books, either for quote unquote investment purposes or more of a long-term hold, there's 2 trains of thought, which is one, stuff that hasn't gone up yet, or stuff that has gone up yet, but has reached the quote unquote we'll say the bottom of its depreciation curve. And I think this book has reached the bottom of its depreciation curve. You have a major first appearance in Silk for $135 is what 9.8s are currently selling for.
That's
the last
crazy.
4 9.8 sales were $135. I mean, there was what did these hit at peak? It was ridiculous.
I could have put like almost 300 something bucks, right?
At least.
First full Silk, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Because I did Cindy cameo in the first one.
This one, it says Cindy Moon becomes Silk.
Okay, so I think Cindy cameo in the first one.
Correct.
Because I think they sort of get bit by the spider or whatever it was, and then there's like the full
something along those lines.
But she's important in the Spider-Verse.
Correct.
And that's a character that they haven't used at all. That has gotten a lot of fan, I guess, backing recently, and she's gotten multiple series too.
Correct.
So all that would take is a little bit of bump, and if Marvel were to ever get any of those spider rights for all these people and do something in that space,
and with the track record that Sony has with the quote extra spider characters is honest, not great. It's only a matter of time before Marvel gets their hands back on the extra characters again. Yeah. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to go for the most popular, the sure thing. It's going to be Silk. It's going to be Gwenpool. It's going to be something along those lines. Yeah. And this book at $135 is going to look like a steal in 2 years when they make a Silk movie.
And shipping is included, guys. $100. Right. Shipping is included. Anything over $100. So that's essentially going to be $115.
Yeah,
roughly.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's a great book.
So that's when I saw that, I was looking up prices earlier today. I couldn't believe how cheap these had gotten. I mean, it's unbelievable. Another one I wish I had at the moment that I would pick up would be Saga 1. So just a little kind of putting it out there. If you are looking
throw it out there to the internet fans, Saga 1.
Saga 1
was one of my favorite series to read.
It's an excellent series. here's my theory on
Great
Saga One,
program.
which I probably shouldn't be promoting Saga One considering I don't have a Saga One at the moment, but I'm going to
Hold on,
do
let
it
me see
anyway.
if I have one here. Go ahead.
I'm going to share information with you.
Ooh.
Saga One, in my opinion, will never be made into a live action movie. I think it's too difficult. It's going to be too expensive. No one's going to want to take the financial risk, so to speak. However, Saga One, you can mark my word. Just write this down.
I like
this on the end of 2024. Saga One will one day become an animated Netflix series. I am very confident that's going to happen at some point of time. And when it does,
is it one season or is it a movie?
I think they're going to do multiple seasons. I think it's going to be. Are you familiar with Arcane?
So this is weird. You're talking about one of my best friends is 100 on the first Silk.
Oof. Well, so here's the funny thing about 100 on First Silk is they are selling very consistently at 135. So it's tough to take 100 when the last like 6 sales were 135 as of like this week. So it's a little tough and it's already really cheap for what it is. However,
he hit you with the however.
I will take $10 off since you purchased a bunch of stuff last show. So if
Let's
you want
go,
25, you got it. But yeah, so I think it's going to kind of follow the Arcane thing where they have a set of lore essentially with all the legal edge, blah 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 blah. It's the same thing. There's however many issues of a saga. They're going to do the same thing where they do an initial series to introduce everyone, and then boom. And then I think they're going to just rock out a bunch of seasons of Saga, and it's going to absolutely crush when they do. That's my end of the year take 2024. Buy Saga.
I like that. I like that. I've never seen an episode on Arcane. Yep. One of my best friends reps one of the characters on there. Echo, I think his name is.
Sorry?
Echo, I think the character's name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I didn't even know. Years ago, he had told me that one of his clients had gotten on a show. He's like Arcane, League of Legends, and I heard of it, but it wasn't a thing.
Sure.
And yesterday, my niece was all about this. She's like, "Oh, I'm watching this show." I'm like, "Oh, what are you watching?" Arcane's like, "This is weird."
Arcane is excellent. Excellent. I think Saga's going to get the same treatment. That's my opinion.
Ooh, okay. Right. Let's see what else we got. All right, so you got that silk. Great silk grab.
So we got the claim on the silk. That was excellent. I appreciate that. I think that was quite
awesome.
I think that was a good pickup. Now I'm going to go not a huge pivot, but a minor pivot.
Okay. I like that. We can pivot.
So we are going to go next book, Wolverine Origins, #1. But however, this one's signed by Michael Turner.
Oh, and you can't get that anymore.
You cannot get that anymore for multiple reasons. But yeah, this is the new JSA signature authentication. So it is not a verified signature, but it is a JSA authenticated signature, which is a really cool service, which if you're not familiar with it, now you don't need signatures to be verified by a first party witness. Matt, he unfortunately passed away. Was it cancer?
I believe he had cancer. Yes.
Yeah. So he was
I believe he had cancer.
Popular comic artist for
Michael Turner.
Early 2000s. I guess he got started with some of like the Fathom stuff.
Yep. Fathoms
would have been. I think he passed away in like 2010, 2012, maybe even earlier than that. Honestly, so he had a very short career.
But he did a bunch of I mean, he's got covers. The artwork is like a treasure trove.
Yeah.
They have tons and tons. I mean, Civil War. I mean, geez, now I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah,
probably
some. There's a lot. He did a lot. Stuff. Very popular artist, and he didn't. There's not a lot of signed stuff out there. At least not graded, verified stuff.
That's pretty cool.
This on top of that is the Wolverine Origins 1 Wizard World Edition. So this is the Wizard World Philadelphia variant, I guess, which is I think on its own is a $50 book, just ungraded, unsigned. So
Jen King says right there, Tom, he was a great guy, very kind-hearted. That's awesome. Jen, have you met him before, Jen? That's super cool.
Yeah. That's awesome book. The other cool thing too, which I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with, is CGC actually gives the autograph a little grade, which is a little hard to see, but they give the autograph a grade. So this got a 9, which is sweet.
Oh, that's pretty
If you
new.
have any JSA stuff, you can check the back, and they essentially rate the quality of the autograph, which is very, very cool.
And what's your grade on that one?
9.6, pretty good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 9.6. So $150. Turner signed. You see his signatures right here. Silver pen goes really, really well with the Wolverines variant cover. It's a sweet book. So I like that book a lot.
150. So you were flashing some signature stuff. So I just wanted to jump in the box and show something that this is probably one of my favorite books, guys. So this is Jurassic Park #1, CGC 94. This is the Amber Chrome edition, guys.
Yeah.
This is actually signed right here by George Perez. This was a George Perez, Walt Simonson, little cool book, Gil Kane as well. These were limited to 7,500. I had a 9.8 at one point years and years ago. Sold real quick for about $500-600. This is a 9.4. This is number 1577 out of 7,500, guys. Jurassic Park Amber Chrome edition. $250 is your price in the back. Shipped again. George Perez signature. Someone that's another signature you're not going to get, obviously, guys. Unfortunately, another great artist passed away, but this is a really cool book. Super cool top stuff, man. What random properties with tops, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had that. They did some Mars Attacks. Jesus Christ, man. Some random like Herbie Chrome something. Tops all over the place.
The Amber edition of that book is very, or Amber Chromium, whatever it is, it's very difficult.
Amber
I've only ever had one, and I buy a lot of books.
This is only the second time I've seen this. Yep. And these hands, they've held and seen a lot, like you, sir. But it's
I've held more Marvel ones than
it's
that.
The random stuff. Dude, my first day of Metropolis, man, he handed me like 4 actions. He's like, here. I'm like, he's like, I gotta just break you in.
Exactly. I've held 36 action ones and literally 1 Chromium edition Jurassic Park.
It's just like going through the warehouse at previous places together has been fun. So guys, real quick, we'll give it back to Dom. I love this cover. I'm on a big Gambit kick ever since my Deadpool Wolverine. Bring back Channing Tatum. X-Men news all over the place. This is X-Men 266, first full Gambit, signed by Chris Claremont. 9.6, guys. This is the book that you want. If you're a Gambit fan, Chris Claremont, in my opinion, obviously one of the kings and saved everybody.
That's the signature you want on that book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then, if you want a blue label, we have a blue label. I think I showed this last week. I'll show it again. 9.4.
9.8? 9.4.
9.4, $240, unsigned, white pager, just great book. Gambit's awesome.
Yeah. One of the, I guess, better modern books, right, from our time.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely agree. Copper, but one of the better.
Cuspy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All those books that stick out there from here for me, I love the Conan, man. The Conan is probably one of my favorite books. And number one.
I have been trying to buy a 9.8 Conan #1 for quite literally 10 years. And they're so hard to find in 9.8. It's unbelievable. This is actually the only Conan one that I have right now. This is not a common book. It is
that's really well, man, for a 5.5. Solid. It's like smack in the middle, but that looks really clean.
It does. I think that CGC hits you really, really hard for staining. So I think it has a little bit of, I don't know if it's water damage, but it's got a little discoloration on that on this corner. And I want to say that's why CGC whacked it. Because like, if you're not looking at that, I'm calling this a 6570 all day.
All day.
But Conan 1 it's not a common book. I mean, I know it's a early 70s Marvel book, but it's definitely one of the ones that you don't see very often. And Conan's a big deal.
Yeah, they can't release any more Conan books anymore, right? Somebody else has the rights now, from what I understand. Is it Titan?
I think you're right, actually.
Comic?
Yeah, something like that. So there's a lot of interesting books like that where, the Conan universe is unfortunately probably not going to expand all that much. Mm-hmm. So, if you want your Conan, this is what you got to get.
Yeah, great price right there. That's the one, man. That's the one.
Yep. Absolutely.
I love that.
#1 issue. All the bronze #1s are great. This is definitely one of the best ones, though. But yeah, there's a few books that,
Hey, how are you? And like we just posted, guys, don't forget to hit the like, the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We have a ton of great sellers, great content creators here.
Sure.
This is our Thursday spot. Personally, Nick's art show is usually my go-to. I got Joe's 360 on Wednesday. He's got a lot of great stuff too. Miss Jen's got a show. There's just so much going on here, Dom, that there's way too much. I'm jumping in because I like your Conan book, but I'm not Conan-y. Like, this is a pivot, right? We're the couch in the corner here. Conan, there it is.
There it is.
Conan to Werewolf by Night. Not really linear, but it was just next to me, guys. 6.5, and I think it's because it's a mid-grade that presented well.
Is that a white pager?
Yeah, dude, this is white page. This book is super tough to find in white pages. Yeah,
I was gonna say the white page Bronze Age is difficult, especially that book like that. And I think House of Secrets 92 really hard to find in white page with white page quality.
Oh yeah. This is crazy. This is 6.5. This presents like it's a 7.5.
Yep.
It's $600, guys. I'm just gonna take the price off the back.
Yep.
Again, it displays really well. I'm surprised it's 6.5, but $600 on this. This is a character that I just genuinely believe they're gonna do right by Moon Knight when they bring him back. And if anybody's watching that, What If, he was in that little the Mech Avengers. Which is
also in Marvel Rivals, bringing it back. Yep, and he's very good. Moon Knight is awesome in Marvel Rivals.
He's got a great range attack.
He does. His Marvel Rivals Moon Knight is sick. It's very, very good. It's actually my favorite character in Marvel Rivals. That's who I normally play. His ultimate is just like a bunch of hands coming down, and he goes the moon, and then the moon just like crashes. It's sick. I love Moon Knight. Loved him in comics. Loved him in Marvel Rivals. All about Moon Knight.
I know what you're going to be doing tonight, so he's going to be playing all night long.
Yeah.
So this is I'm continuing on the pivot. Purple bluish covers for me, right? And I'm just going to flash them because I feel like we haven't really flashed a DC book tonight. One of the must-have Neil Adams covers. Oh, this is darn glare. I'm going to get this right. Batman 251, guys. 2.5 for $225. Off-white to white pages, but again, it's an affordable copy of one of the most iconic Neil Adams covers there is. Danny O'Neill's story. That's just beautiful. The moon. Look, Matthew Kelly knows.
Yep.
There you go, Matt. Matt, make sure if you play, drop your gamer tag, your handle here. All right, Don. What do you got? What do you got up? Take me for a ride. I see a lot of stuff up there that I like.
How about we just stick with the blue covers?
Okay.
All right. So this one was out of frame. So I'll occasionally pull up some books out of frame that are a little special, we'll say.
Okay.
So the one I'm going to pull up out of frame that is a blue cover is this one. So not sure how many Golden Age fans we have in the house here, but I am a huge fan of all of the very old stuff, especially when it's an incredibly vibrant Planet Comics like this one is. So fun thing about Planets is they are really difficult to find with good color strike, as most of them are faded. When they're printing them, they basically ran the printers dry before they, I guess, reapplied ink or however they did it back in 1949. But the moral of the story is that all of the planets are very faded, very washed out. So it is so hard to find a Planet Comics or any of the Planet Comics that has a good, strong color strike. And this one looks like it was just printed yesterday. It is a beautiful book. I know it's a little dull looking on camera, but in person, the reds pop, the blues pop.
Yeah.
It's just an absolutely incredible cover with some Matt Baker interiors. So if you're a Golden Age guy, you know Matt Baker is the GOAT. and he did some of the interiors on this book. So really cool comic. Awesome Golden Age book. This is $1,200, which if you check GPA, it is a little over GPA, I'll be honest. But the reason for that is, like I said, the color strike. So much like if you're buying some of the early Marvel comics, Amazing Spider-Man 1, et cetera, you pay more for copies that don't have Marvel chipping because they all have Marvel chipping. It's the same thing if you're buying planets. If your planet has a good color strike, just ignore GPA, pay a little bit more, get the one with good color strike. Buying a Spider-Man 1, ignore the ones with Marvel chipping, pay a little more, get the one without the chipping. It's the same thing. You buying the eye appeal counts for so much more than buying the grade, and especially on a book like this. So $1,200 if you want it. Planet Comics number 58, 1949, incredible book.
So Dom, with the color on that, would you? I mean, just shoot in the dark and say that was like somewhere between the mid to like early off the press.
I would imagine it's probably the first one off the press, going by how it looks. I mean, I'm an avid Planet Comics collector.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the things that you're like, I'll show you. Hold on.
I like this. He's the best part about knowing Dom and being able to step into his place is when he just kind of dips off screen and comes back and he's like, oh, I just got these. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm like, where are you pulling this from, man?
So look, this is Planet Comics number 1, arguably the most expensive, probably the most expensive book in the run. It's definitely the most expensive book in the run. 1.5. This one also has good color strike. So you'll notice a trend with all the planets that I'm going to show you. They all have good color strike because I'm very picky about what ones I buy. Then we have Planet 2. So over here. This one's not.
I like that cover. Look at that alien's face. It's really
an incredible cover. I mean, it's one of the best covers ever. I mean, Lou Fine. Actually, this one, I believe this is Eisner. I think this is Lou Fine. This one's Eisner.
Oh, wow.
But the Planet 2, you have to be a little bit less picky on because it is so incredibly hard to find. I mean, it's a really low population book.
If you had to guess how many numbers, or if you know specifically.
I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. If I had to guess, I'd say total unrestored numbers on Planet 2 is probably less than 30.
Oh wow. I was like, a couple hundred.
No. A lot of the big Golden Age books are your normally less than 50
or under,
less than 100. Yeah, Planet 2. I mean, I'd be proved wrong. Maybe there's more, but I would be very surprised if there was more than 30 or so unrestored copies. Same with Planet 1. I mean, maybe there's 45 of them, but it's just they're so incredibly difficult to find and difficult to collect, especially the early stuff.
How many issues are in that run?
So Planet goes to 102 or 103, I believe.
Wow. So that's a long run.
Or am I confusing that with something else? I know it goes to at least to 97. Then I think it's 102 or 103, somewhere around there. It's a very long run. So I mean, the first book, Planet 1 came out in 1940. So it came out in January of 1940. So you're talking almost 1939. Which is 1939 was a hot minute ago. So
we got an incoming dad joke. All right. What do reindeers say before they tell a joke?
Oof. Oh, I don't know. I need it. I need the answer.
This one will slay you.
Pretty good. All right. I like that one.
We'll see you in a minute.
That's good.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
Ask your local comic shop to add Battle Quest comics to your pull list today. Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's SketchUp with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on this
And
shadow.
Sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
SketchUp with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
Welcome back, everybody. I am Jeff. This is Dom. I'm still giggling at that "this one will slay you" joke. Thank you guys for tuning in. 8 to 10 Thursday night, guys, here in the experience. Only slabs tonight, guys. Only slabs. We got some cheap slabs. We have some expensive slabs, minor keys, major keys, and everything in between, going from about $40 to, I don't know, a couple thousand, guys. Must
Tens
have
of thousands, Jeff. We're going to the moon tonight.
To the moon. I like that. Somebody said to the moon. Let's go moon night.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Again, I'm joined by Dom, Dominator Collectibles. You can find him on Instagram, Dominator_Collectibles, Dominator_Comics. We like them.
That was fast. How did he get that so fast?
What's that image of? Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm frazzled. That image had me. This
That's
one will
hilarious.
slay you.
I threw a random, like just a just giant stockpile of random meme. What about like Mothman? Can you pull up a Mothman meme real quick?
Let's see what's
Like
the reaction time.
how random can you go and still have a snappy response? Mothman might be
10K,
tough.
do we have an all-star Western 10 Jonah Hex?
Oh,
I don't.
I think I have some all-star westerns. I don't have a 10 though. That is not a book you see often.
No, it is not. When it comes up, that Jonah goes
wow,
quick.
look
man.
how fast that was. We got Mothman on the screen.
That was pretty quick.
That was good.
pretty quick.
I like it. I love it. Mothman. big
Eric,
Mothman
what's up,
guy.
brother? Oh, good. Now he's got me looking. All right, so you know what? I don't have all-star Western, but I can give you Kymandi. That's the closest thing I got.
I guess. What? I don't.
I'm just kidding. I don't think I have any. Let me just double check. Anything?
That I mean
don't.
that whole run is pretty scarce, I would say. I mean, especially 10. Like I've only owned a handful of them over the past years. For a few years.
I've never had one.
Really?
Good book, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great book. Yeah. Very uncommon. Very
Walking
uncommon.
through the doors, right? That's the walking through the doors.
Blue. It's
Yeah.
like a blue background.
Yeah.
Saloon doors. It's a great book though. But
Man, all
and
right.
I have
So
to add one of those to my. I'll have to add one of those to my.
to the want list. 2025 at the end of the year. That's the one issue I'm missing from the run. Okay.
Yep. Not
Ken,
surprised.
do you buy slab books or do you stick with raw stuff? I I mean, we do have a slew of both raw and or slabs. So if there's anything you're looking for, do me a favor, do us a favor rather. Fill out the claim form and just fire off like All-Star Comics 10, Jonah Hex, and we'll do some digging to see. The pick was an old viral video that got so popular, Quiznos hired him to do the ad. That's wild. I've never seen that before. But what I have seen is this book, Key Book, guys. We're getting this.
Really indistinguishable from All-Star Western 10.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, first appearance, Wolverine. I mean, am I going to say anything else, guys? This is the must-have book. If you want to fight me on 180, 181, I'm just going to lay down because I'm not a good fighter. I'm a comic lover. And guys, this is the Elton John file copy. We've had this for a little bit.
Zoom in on that Elton John signature.
Look at that. If you want to crocodile rock with us, okay? This is the book, guys. Again, first full Wolverine. Don't beat me up. Elton John file copy, iconic cover. We had that quick 30, not even 30 seconds in Deadpool and Wolverine, and the word on the street is that you're getting some type of movie there with the two of them. So this guy's 2,500, 4.5, off-white to white pages. That checks every box. Must have for your collection.
Yep.
Then I'm going to show you one more, and we're going to throw it over to Dom.
If you want a nicer one, we got a 7.5 floating around as well.
And what's the price on the 7.5?
7.5 is $42.50.
That's a great price.
It is.
I need to upgrade mine. I have a 6.5.
This is a beautiful 7.5 as well. Really, really, really nice 7.5. I am tempted to send it back in. Because
is that pressed to cleaned at all?
Nope. It's beautiful. It's so nice. I think they undergraded this one. So
yeah.
But if anyone wants it,
press it, clean it. See if we can bump that baby. Real quick, if you run it back, Dom. This is a book that I think.
Oh yeah, future
sleeping on, guys. 9.4.
Yep.
$50. This is the first appearance of Maestro. Maestro. I can't even speak tonight, guys.
Maestro. Is it Maestro?
Maestro. I need more water. Dude. My kids got me up at 5 this morning. I'm ready for bed. $50. 9.4. $50. This is the price of getting a book slab, guys. $50. You're not gonna find that. When he shows up on Doom's Evil Avengers team, you're gonna be like, I should have bought this book when Dom's and Jeff sale only slabs on the 26th.
So that book is one of two of a 2-issue miniseries.
First print. Peter David story, George Perez cover art. That's a home run.
Yep.
That's a home run.
Yep.
That's right. Hans and Franz will pump you off.
And if we want to do one last Hulk key.
Yeah, let's go.
449. Thunderbolts.
Is that a newsstand? Or no?
It is. Wait, is it?
Oh no, it looks like it.
No. It always messes me up the newer books because they have barcodes, but they're not necessarily newsstand. Yeah, but they're not necessarily newsstand. But Hulk 449, first appearance of the Thunderbolts. There was a Thunderbolts movie. I don't know if there's anything else.
Thunderbolts Asterix, right?
Right.
But that's the one. That's the first team appearance. The Thunderbolts are like Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, first appearance of the Thunderbolts, Citizen V, Meteorite, Techno, Mach 1, Songbird, and Atlas. So that is a whole slew of first appearances wrapped up into one neat package for the small price of $80.
Dude, under $100. That Raw is like $50 all day.
All day.
I tell them any of the shows we do here, anytime I've ever set up at a booth, it's a $50 book. No questions asked. That's crazy.
Yep. Now, actually, hold on. Speaking of books that always sell at shows that everyone always asks for.
Oh, dude, that's the one.
This one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that new?
What's that?
Is that new? I feel like I haven't seen that. You've had that for a while?
I've had
you're
a lot
on the internet. Everyone is watching you. Do not lie to us.
I was gonna say I've had a lot of these books for a while, but I only really sell slabs at shows. So like, and I don't do a lot of live sales. I do this one every Thursday, and that's really about it. So like, I've had it for a while, but it's just, it's one of those books that not a lot of people have had all this stuff. I mean, you're realistically the people watching are the only people who have seen these books.
So they're exclusive, guys. Come on.
Pretty much. So like, I know the first time I do a show, they're all gone because I price my stuff to do. I mean, this is priced at $325. I cannot keep it. As soon as this book goes to a show and I go like this and I put it on the wall, someone's gonna go, "Oh, I'm looking for one of those. $325. That's a great price."
The 37 is it's like 37. Edge of Spider-Verse to Spider-Man 300 are the 3 books, like 3 out of the 5 books that people ask me for all the time. Usually that it'll be like a Teen Titans, right, where we had like the Nightwing.
I mean, obviously we always get, early X-Men, early Spider-Man, early all that stuff. But as far as like the kind of single faraway issues that are a little weird that people always ask for, this one, and honestly, this one too.
Oh, that Night Nurse is
number 1. I think I showed this the very first sale we did, and I was very surprised no one bought it. Because
that's crazy.
It's a book that a surprising amount of people are looking for, which is like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Night Nurse is, it's a cool character. I think she was in one of the Netflix series. Linda, what was that?
I want to say it was Luke Cage. I think it was.
It was either Luke Cage, Daredevil, one of the early really good Netflix series.
Rosario Dawson, wasn't she? Night Nurse?
Linda Carter, Night Nurse is a book that a lot of people really, really, really like. Always get asked for it. $400 for a 7.0. That's just what they go for.
And guys, shipping is included. Remember, anything over $100, you're getting it shipped to you on us. I mean, that John Constantine book, guys, that's one of the, I say, harder books to keep in stock because it goes at that price. It's a newsstand, shipped. Forget it. It's a no-brainer.
One other book that I'll show. I honestly didn't even price this because I just got it. But sticking with the medical theme is most of you guys probably haven't seen this one before.
What is that?
This is MD number 1, EC Comics, 1955.
What year is that? That's so cool.
Yeah, 1955. It is a very, very cool book. Johnny Craig did a lot of the EC books. Very prolific artist. And this is one of the rare ones. You don't see a lot of MD number 1s.
I've never seen that before.
I think there are 2 or 3 issues of this series, and that is it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, very, very, very cool book. I literally I haven't even priced it yet, but if anyone is really interested, I'll definitely look up the price for you. One interesting note that I've been meaning to look into, but I haven't yet, is the CGC note. It says not approved by the Comics Code, but it came out after the Comics Code.
Okay. Okay. That could be some like Spider-Man drug related issues here, but Dom, we got a dad joke, all right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's hear it.
Tone in.
All right.
How does Frosty's girlfriend show she's mad at him? Uh-oh. She gives him the cold shoulder.
Okay. I like that one.
2 for 2. That's got to be one of the last EC series, Derek says. You know what, Derek? We'll talk about that when we come back.
We will.
See you in a minute, guys.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it.
Mondays suck. Wednesdays ain't so great either. What you need after a hard day is to hang with your pals down at the comic shop. Next best thing, hanging with your friends on Comic Collectibles.
We're back.
We are
looking at the weather. It's snowing now.
Rex and John and our welcoming community of regulars shop some high-quality comics.
There are only 100 copies in existence,
including one-of-a-kind sketch cover art made just for us.
Action Comics number 18 with Wonder Woman cover sketch. Wow.
Sure, your local comic shop will always be first in your heart, but some days, you just don't want to put on pants. That's when you shop with Comic Collectibles. Mondays at 6, Wednesdays at 7. It's all part of the experience.
Welcome back, everybody. Jeff, Dom, we're here Thursday, 8 to 10 on The Experience, guys, bringing you the best prices that you can find on the internet, YouTube, this place, that place, on slabs. Only slabs tonight. Guys, if you purchase anything that's $100 and over, shipping is included. So kind of aimed, you want to, get to that key spot, $100, boom, boom, nice little sweetness. Since it's a slab, 1 to 2 pounds, going to be about $18 to $20, guys, depending upon where you live. That'll cover the cost up to about 3 or 4 different slabs. If you claim something, please fill out the claim form at the top. Dom and I will invoice you, give you all the information to pay, and then we'll send you your items. With that being said, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. All that helps the algorithm, and it will help us grow this channel out and continue to bring you guys the best comics, content, and all that fun stuff. So, right before the break, you were talking about some MD. That was a really cool book. Derek jumped in and said that was one of the last EC series.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I tried to look up a little bit just during the break, and I was trying to get a feel for what the value is on a book like this. And there's not a lot of sales out there, unsurprisingly, considering it's pretty rare book. But I mean, EC Comics went defunct largely because of the Comics Code. So it's not surprising that this would be one of the last, considering 1955. That's after the Comics Code came out, and the Comics Code crushed almost all of the independent publishers. So
it was that Seduction of the Innocent book, right?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me grab. I was actually
okay. So this is cool, guys. So I think what you have, Dom, is a first print. It also has the bibliographical notes. I feel like I was going to butcher that, but I might have nailed it. Frederick, something with a W.
Frederick Wortham.
Wortham?
Wortham. I don't know.
Yeah, Worthing something. Yeah.
This book.
Yeah, he said that, comics were detriment to society. They would teach kids how to kill, steal, stab. Everything that you see in these EC books essentially would teach the youth to do that. So we were going down a bad place. They tried to slay, again, all of the comic distributors, the publishers. The cool thing about that is in the back of that book, that particular copy from the conversations we've had, that does have that bibliographical page that most of them were removed out of. as per request, I believe, of the publishers and distributors, because it named them all in that page.
Yeah,
saying that they were bad. So
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's cool.
It's a pretty wild book. Frederick Wertham was I guess a psychologist, psychiatrist, something along those lines, and he basically made a correlation between the youth of the 50s and incredible violence that he was seeing in some of these. Yeah, exactly. Seeing some of these children based off of the comics that they were reading. Now, he kind of lumped a lot of different comics into the like crime and kind of mystery horror stuff. Even some of the superhero books, like they call Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman like crime comics, essentially, which isn't really, I mean, it's not super duper accurate. And it's funny.
Wonder Woman was fresh back in the day, though. I mean, look, all the comics back in the day between the bondage and the propaganda was wild.
Absolutely, but a lot of his is interesting because a lot of the sources that he cites are from essentially like what would now be juvenile detention centers, but in Brooklyn. So like he's not exactly getting like the cream of the crop as far as children go. Like he's starting off with of essentially already the bad eggs, and then being influenced by all sorts of other stuff. But it's a very
won't someone think of the children? Come on, Derek.
Yeah,
it's all about
exactly. So it's a very important book from a historical standpoint. It was used in the Supreme Court as evidence for making the comics code. There's a whole lot of really, really rich history regarding seduction of the innocent and comic books in general. But because of the comics code, EC Comics, Fiction House, so many of these other publishers ended up going defunct.
Oh yeah, that had nothing to do with growing up with PTSD.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So okay, so what does that MD go for? If you were going to put a price on that, let's say Derek was like, "I need that book." I'm thinking about the kids tonight.
Wants the book, we'll throw a $150 price sticker on it. Not very many sales out there, but it's also got a very cool date stamp on the back, which I love date stamps.
Yeah.
This one is from Martindale's Bookstore. So in Maryland, I believe. Something Boulevard. But yeah, $150 will do the MD number one. But I'll be honest, I won't be sad if this one doesn't sell.
That's cool. So you have no other MD books? That's the only one that you have.
I think it's only a couple issues. Yeah, it's only a couple issues. So it's a very, very short-lived, really rare series. I know we said we were only going to do slabs tonight.
You can mix it up, brother.
But speaking of, I'm going to, I don't know, I feel like showing
Pivot.
You don't ever see. Where is this? Hold on. Oh, you know what? It's in this other box. I will be 30 seconds.
Okay, so while he was doing that before, he was talking about some Golden Age books, and I don't have too many, guys, but I do like some of the funny stuff, right? This is pretty cool. New Funnies 1944, and I mean, look, you can see the back, right? But like, this is just wild. Again, 1944. It's a little chewed up, but look at the images on the cover. This is wild, the way that they used to draw and depict certain images, guys. That's crazy. Yep. This is $100 if you're interested on that. So that's New Funnies 90, slightly brittle page quality. I'll just put that one to the side. And I'm going to show one more off. This is also, this one is $75. This is Sparkler Comics. That looks like It's Pat. If you guys are familiar with Saturday Night Live, that looks like It's Pat. I'm not going to lie to you. Sparkler number 81, 1948, July 1948. And this is just wild. Like, look how old this is. 5'5". 75 on that. The other one was 100, guys. Go ahead, Dom. Let me see what you got. Some of that raw goodness.
So speaking of books that you never, ever see, this one is another book, very limited series that you never, ever see. I forget what year this is. I think it's late 40s, I believe, like 1948, 1949. maybe a little bit, maybe early 50s. I don't know. But this is, you would think it's Chaplains at War, but no. It is The Living Bible is the title of this series. It is a 3-book run. This is number 3, and is arguably one of the rarest Golden Age books out there that was done by the legendary Golden Age artist L.B. Cole. So this Living Bible number 3 is an L.B. Cole cover. And some of the L.B. Cole books are
seen that book.
Ridiculously expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a really, really cool, really, really unique book that you just never, ever, ever, ever see. I've had this for, I think, 8 years or so, and I've only ever seen one other copy in those.
I don't think I've ever seen that, dude. That's gnarly. Yeah.
So rarer than Action Comics number 1.
That I get a little Band of Brothers type deal. L.B. Cole right there.
It's a cool book. I mean, L.B. Cole is legitimately one of the best Golden Age artists of all time.
Yeah,
and he did a healthy amount of books. There's quite a few L.B. Cole covers out there, but he wasn't as prolific as some of the other ones. Mainly more of the horror kind of thrillery type books. He did a lot of like the spook mysteries, and some of the more of the EC stuff. Like I think I have another one over here. Like this is also LB Cole.
That's nice.
Just really, really, really fabulous artist.
That's a really awesome cover too.
Yeah, I wish I had more of the. I wish I had more of his stuff, but it's so expensive and it's so hard to find.
That's cool.
That's,
all right, so we got some raw stuff there.
Yeah, so that's my little Golden Age rant.
If you got more Golden Age, show me. I mean, look, I love everything you got on the wall right there. I see a lot of wild Spider-Man, some X-Men there.
I'll do 1 or 2 more Golden Age, and then we'll go back to the stuff that everyone actually buys.
You, let me know. I'll do a song and a dance if you want to get the Golden Age, brother.
All right. So speaking of just wild books, Exciting Comics 35. Alex Schomburg has a child, an actual child. The Black Terror's not apprentice. What are they called? Sidekick. Black Terror's sidekick driving a steamroller over some poor gentlemen that are.
I get a very Roger Rabbit kind of steamroller vibe by this.
Except this is not happy-go-lucky bunnies.
No, it's not.
It's the Black Terror, and his suit is literally skull and crossbones. They both have a skull and crossbones on their suit. It's crazy. And these, I tell you what, these early 40s, like the prime World War II era comic book covers are ridiculous. And
I'm going to say they are laced with young children driving steamrollers all over everyone.
Yeah,
there's so many 7-year-old steamroller.
It's everything from this to Nazis poisoning chocolate and giving it out, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
So 2 things right there, Dom. We got an early proto Punisher. Is that fact? That would be pretty gnarly. Also, in Marvel Rivals, Black Terror.
Yeah, it would be true. I mean, look, he's got a Tommy gun and he's just shooting all these poor. That's
it. Frank Castle's original origin was they took down his steamrolling riding sidekick.
Right.
And now everyone's
he clearly went rogue. I mean, that's war. This is a war crime. You can't do
that. That's wild. That is a wild card. Now, what does that go for, that book?
This one I have it priced at $1,500. So that's just about what they go for. I mean, it's an incredibly rare book. This is an Alex Schomburg cover, who is probably the most well-known Golden Age artist probably ever. I mean, Schomburg was really, really prolific. He did everything from Marvel Mystery Comics to Captain America comics to stuff like this. There's Wonder Comics and some of the Fiction House stuff. He did so many different works on so many different titles, and all of his covers are really, really good. And some of them are extra crazy. So really, really cool Schomburg book. You don't see that much.
That's beautiful.
Another.
Hey, Derek, do you collect Black Terror at all? You seem to be some knowledgeable about the EC stuff and the horror, your pre-code, the Golden Age.
Yeah.
Shout it out.
So one other Golden Age book I'll show. I think I might have showed this one on the first auction. Famous Funnies 212. So again, now while Alex Schomburg and L.B. Cole may be some of the greatest comic artists of all times, the artist of this book is one of the greatest artists of all time, and that being Frank Frazetta. Frank Frazetta did a few books in the Famous Funnies run. It started with 208 or 209. I think it went to 216, I believe. And that series of books is just absolutely incredible. Every cover is just a masterpiece. And, Frank Frazetta in the early 50s did a handful of comic covers, but he's most well known for his fantasy paintings. I mean, some of his paintings have sold for $5, $6, $7 million.
The craziest thing that I've ever seen was at Metro CC. They had a Frazetta next to the House of Secrets 92 cover.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think that one they have is 214. That's the octopus one, I believe.
I didn't remember. I just you see Frazetta and then you see Wheezy and Swamp Thing, and then I turn around, it's like ego in your face. I was like, oh, God.
Exactly. So just crazy book. It's so good.
Awesome.
This is a 4.0 off-white pages. I have it priced at $2,000. Just Frank Frazetta is one of the best. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a very cool book. And guys, if you're looking for any Silver Age or anything bronze, copper, again, he's got a large selection. I do see some early Spider-Man, some early X-Men.
Once we do our next break, I'll swap around the wall a little bit.
Oh, we got a Dom close-up. Let's go. I like it.
Yeah, there we go. I'll swap around the wall a little bit after the next thing. So if anyone's interested in some books here, definitely let us know. But I'll pull out a few, just kind of speed run them. So we got some amazing Spider-Man books, amazing Spider-Man books, starting with issue number 7 here. $435 for this one, 2.5 white pages. Second appearance of the Vulture. Yeah, great book.
Shout out to my villains that live in Staten Island, the Vulture.
Yep, right, exactly. And then obviously,
there it
is 50, the one that everyone wants.
Yep, that's that cover and the 300. I feel like are the two most homage Spider-Man covers.
Yeah, I mean it's so good. And then it's got the New York City custom CGC label on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So I think this label is retired as well. I know they retire them after a while.
Wait, do they really?
ASM 50, $500.
First Kingpin, guys, and Kingpin's coming back in Daredevil Born Again. They're going after that Mayor Kingpin or Mayor Fisk arc. So, guys, that's a book that, in my opinion, is a must-have for Spider-Man fans, right? You're a Daredevil guy. And obviously, if you like villains, Kingpin, he's one of the coolest villains, in my opinion. Just one of my favorites. So there it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the best Spider-Man issues for sure. Everyone wants ASM 14, ASM 50. Those are the two they want. Then moving on to X-Men. X-Men number 2. So really, really cool book. A book you don't see quite as often as some of the other ones. Second appearance of the X-Men, X-Men number 2.
Yeah.
First appearance of the Vanisher.
That
guy right there. Really, really cool book. Nice book. 4.0. Presents well. Cream and off-white pages. Does have a little bit of a marker on the bottom.
Is it AJ?
Yeah, AJ, something like that. But yeah, $700 for the X-Men number 2.
That's a series, guys, that for the longest time, and Dom, jump in on this. I feel like it was impossible to give it. Like I couldn't give. Do I see a Conan 1? Do either of you have a 23? I don't, Commander and Beef.
I just bought a collection that has a raw one, a lower grade raw one in it. Christmas Eve, I actually bought that collection.
Oh, nice.
It was.
If you want to grab it, I don't know what you got going on. If not, we could. Beef, reach out.
When our next break hits, I think I know where it's at. I actually got a lot of really nice books. I got actually, funnily enough, So I have an X-Men 4 here. I got another X-Men 4 in that collection I put on.
Was that the one that was on IG?
You know what? Yes, it is. It is.
The raw copy. That was nice.
$11.50. I think last sale was $11.39 on a 3.0 on eBay. It was like December 16th, December 20th, like something like that.
But that's the book. It's 1 and 4.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
You know,
1
and
and 4.
Because
Quicksilver,
that's the Brotherhood,
Magneto,
right?
Magneto, Scarlet Witch, yeah, great book. $11.50 on this one. If you really wanted, I would do $11.39 like the last sale on eBay just to make it easy. But and I also have a raw one, so I have probably a VG good plus VG minus. We do $7.50 on the raw copy if you prefer a raw one. And then we also X-Men 12. This I think is my personal favorite X-Men book of the run. I love the Juggernaut.
That's my Uncle Joe's favorite. He has like 15 copies of that book. He doesn't care what the grade is. Anytime he sees it, he's just like, I'm buying it.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you offer any type of payment plans for these 4-figure books?
Yes.
We do. We do.
My essentially terms on payment plans are it's 20% non-refundable down. So that's just, it is what it is. If you don't end up not paying for the book, I'm keeping 20% just to cover the time that I could have had the book sold.
We do the same thing. So
exactly.
Totally
Yeah. So 20% non-refundable down. But that's about the only section of the terms that I am firm on. The rest of the terms I'm pretty flexible. If you want to do as long as you're not dragging out $1,000 book months and months and months and months. I'm generally pretty flexible with either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly payments. Kind of, you just tell me what you can for sure pay every month, and then you go from there.
We're pretty open and negotiable. Like you said, the only thing that really sticks is the 20% non-refundable deposit on the book. Again, depending upon the price of the book, would I think really determine the terms and what would really be in your budget as well, trade paper debt. So again, we are open to discussing that. So if there's anything that you see, please just throw it out there, and if we can, we will.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, when I was first, getting started, and even recently, like I've done my fair share of payment plans. It definitely helps out. So I'm definitely open to it. I am more than willing to help, especially now that con season is over, where at least me, I'm a lot more lenient as to doing payment plans because I don't have a convention for another 2 months, 3 months. So, the books are kind of just going to be sitting here anyway. So if you want to make payment plans for the next couple of months, be my guest. But once con season rolls around, these books, they just sell too fast. So it's, it's not as easy for me to accept a payment plan, once March rolls around. But yeah, but this book, X-Men 12, probably my favorite X-Men book, other than number 1, obviously.
Dom, if I paid 20%, could you send me 20% of the book, just the top 2 inches and maybe a couple of pages?
Lots of parts I could sell for sure.
You've got a bag of like golden age covers cut out.
It's so many bits and pieces that I could sell. I wish I had it over here, but I've got some. I have
the top 2 inches. He says.
Yeah, exactly. So I could. It's crazy, but yes, we could absolutely do that.
Derek, I'm going to need you to keep all comments within the comic code, please. Okay. Don't make me call Dr. Frederick Wortham.
Yeah.
I always joke with Nick. What was that? $1 a month for 1,000 months?
$1 a month for 1,000 months.
Like that.
That would be a tough one. That would be a tough one. I don't know if I could do $1 a month for 1,000
in quarters.
In quarters, yeah. Although I did have a good friend of ours, Jeff Sam. Back when Sam and I first met each other, he sent me money every other week, I think for 2 years straight.
What was the book?
It was everything. It was everything. Like he would just buy one, and he just kept rolling.
Like, I'm just gonna take this box and just
exactly. So, like, he'd buy one, he'd get close to paying it off, and then he'd just buy another one, and then he'd get close to paying it off, and then he'd buy another one, and he did that for I think for 2 years straight. He sent me money.
The Dominator black card.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It was actually nice because like I was like, oh, every 2 weeks, Sam pays on time every single time. He is the best customer ever if you ever sell anything to him on payment plans. And it was actually really nice because every week I knew I had $400 coming or whatever it was.
Shout out Steals and Deals.
Shout out Steals and Deals. So,
all right. So let's go. What do we got? What do we got there?
X-Men 94. Chris Claremont. This is signed by Chris Claremont as well. Chris Claremont saved the X-Men with Giant Size X-Men 1 and X-Men 94. Yep. He just did. He saved the X-Men. From
was that Len Wein as well? Was that Claremont Len? I feel like Len did like 1 or 2 books and then jumped off, and then they took over.
So it was, let's see what the back says. Len Wein and Chris Claremont's story. I don't think Len was on it for very long, though.
No, I think Len did like that. Yeah. I want to say Len did 94, 95, and the Giant Size. Definitely the Giant Size for sure.
Definitely Giant Size for sure.
But he like crafted it and then just gave it to them, and it was just over from that point on. That book, that and the Giant Size is what turned it around. Absolutely. I mean, you had the reprints on the cusp of being canceled, and then
I mean, X-Men sales were abysmal, in the early 70s. I mean, you had, so from issue 67 to 93 were all reprints of the original X-Men series, and sales were really, really bad.
That's crazy.
So they just didn't sell a lot of them, and X-Men was quite literally, like Jeff said, on the verge of being canceled. And then Chris Claremont and Lee Wein came in, and they just absolutely knocked it out of the park. And now you have X-Men from, I would say, 94 to 100, and then 101 up to like 125 are probably some of the most requested comic books at shows.
So I'd say like 138, 39, like right until up until Days of Future, because then that's when it turns like 143. I feel like then it just becomes after your Kitty Pryde, Home Alone, Alien story.
Yep. So those are some of the most requested comic books ever. And this is where that run started. So if you don't own an X-Men 94, just from the historical significance, you should own an X-Men 94.
Yeah. And this is with all the X-Men hype, Dom. Like, again, you couldn't give, this is wild for me to say. I feel like someone's going to burst in the door like the Kool-Aid Man, just slay me. You could not give an X-Men 1 away 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, you could not. X-Men 1, Fantastic Four, #1, nobody cared. There was
X-Men 1 was less than $1,000 a point for a very long time. 1/0s, blue complete 1/0s, 6, 7, maybe not 6, 800 to $1,000.
And Daredevil, Daredevil, right? There was a while where like I feel like nobody valued these Silver Age blue chip keys.
Yep.
Right. Like everybody was like AF-15, ASM 1, Hulk 1, right? And it was
Fantastic Four 1.
Yeah, but now people going after the Doom before the ones.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I go way more FF5s than FF1s.
Yeah, I had people going after issue 3 because that was their first time in costume, right? And that was way back when. And I think
and even two is Skrulls, right? First Skrulls.
Two is Skrulls. And your cover is like the lefty hands, like they drew the hands all wrong. So I don't know. I mean, like people for a while, there was only certain issues of those runs, and now it's like we're here, and these are all significant for that particular moment in time to the story. But now what we're getting in the Mutant Saga, I genuinely believe that you got to make the run. You got to pull the trigger now on that stuff because it's going to go up.
Absolutely. So we have 650 on this one. Chris Claremont signed it with I think a blue pen, something along those lines. Really nice signature. Kind of goes against the yellow. Last sale 675, 650 on this one.
Oh, nice.
We have it priced a little under last sale because the cover it's not as vibrant as some of the other covers, but it's an incredible book. I mean, everyone's got to own it. Before. So last book we have on the wall, on this side of the wall, is Avengers 8. So Kang the Conqueror is.
They did my man dirty, Dom. They did Kang so dirty.
They did. That's what I was about to say. So initially, Jonathan Majors was going to be Kang the Conqueror. I guess he was recently acquitted, so now he's against all charges.
Back. Let's go.
So we'll see what happens with Kang the Conqueror. But it's a great book. Avengers 8, 1964. Free 5 off white, $300. I mean, this book was literally $800 at one point of time. And it's like I said, those books that are on the bottom of the bottom of the depreciation curve, that's when you buy them. So
more to the comic side of things, they're absolute. Matthew, absolutely agree. And like Dom said, like that's just such a great book, man.
Yeah.
Like
Avengers 8 is awesome.
Do not sleep on your villains, guys. Do not sleep on your villains.
There's some good villains. Speaking of villains, I just pulled this out. I haven't even priced it yet. One of the more interesting villains.
Little Purple Man.
Purple Man. In the Daredevil, was it Daredevil or was it Jessica Jones? I guess it was Jessica Jones.
That was good.
David Tennant.
Yeah.
Incredible performance as the Purple Man. They really, really kind of like a psychological villain. And his first appearance is very undervalued, in my opinion. He's a really, really cool villain, very unique. They portrayed him very, very well in Jessica Jones. And this is his first appearance, Daredevil #4. So really cool book. Like I said, I just got this. I haven't even priced it yet. But if anyone needs a Daredevil 4, I'll look it up real quick. But I just wanted to show that.
At first, when you held it up, and I get them confused, Dom, because the angle, the Purple Man and the Stilt Man, they look the same to me.
They absolutely do.
And I'm going to piggyback on your Daredevil.
Yeah.
And show these guys a Daredevil 1. Guys, 1964, okay, The Man Without Fear. Not only is this an affordable copy, and I say again, it's a 2.0, $17.50, right? We'll offer a payment plan on this, an affordable copy. The coolest thing about his origin story, Dom, do you know about his origin story?
Honestly, all of my Daredevil knowledge is basically just from the Charlie Cox and the Netflix.
Okay.
So
ready for this? We're gonna give a little Daredevil lore. So he saved the old man from crossing the street, right? And then the ooze slides off the truck and blinds him.
Right.
What happens after that is it ricochets off the man's face and into the sewer. That can of ooze that gave this gentleman his powers. Also, but these are going to help bring these guys to life too. And that's what Eastman Laird used for their origin story of the Ninja Turtles. So that's their connection. Technically, they're MCU bound. Let's go. You heard it here first.
Wow. All right.
That'd be cool if it was, but
Daredevil made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There it is. If it wasn't for this guy's face and that old man crossing the street, we'd have no Turtles today. But there you go, guys.
There we go.
The Man Without Fear. 1750, Matt Murdock, Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, and technically, I guess, Mike Murdock too, right? Because they're the same person, even though he comes out later.
Right. That's a great book.
Guys, Daredevil. Let's get it.
So it's one of the quintessential Marvel #1s. I mean, it's just
they're
great. I mean, I'm always torn on whether I like the big first appearances as #1 issues or when they appear in other series. So Tales of Suspense 39, Journey into Mystery 83. Two of the largest heroes there are, Iron Man and Thor, and they appeared in other books. There you go.
Black Widow. This one.
Yeah.
Right
Tales
on cue.
of Suspense.
And this is everyone's favorite Black Widow.
Yep.
Right, Natasha Romanoff.
That's right.
Look at that. And like you said, in the Tales of Suspense book, Offbeat number 52, right?
Yep.
There she is.
Yeah, and Hawkeye's 57, Tales of Suspense. Groot's Tales to Astonish 14. So you have some really, really
so wild,
great first appearances appearing in other books. Now, like I said, there are really, really good ones like Daredevil #1, X-Men #1, Spider-Man #1, Hulk #1, Fantastic Four #1, where you have essentially, characters or whole teams appearing in their first, ongoing series. And I'm always very torn on which one I like more. Part of me likes them appearing in kind of weird offbeat things, like, Thor first appearing in Journey into Mystery is really cool. It's unique. It's crazy. It's not really Journey into Mystery for the longest time was just essentially just a bunch of monsters destroying buildings and cities and coming up from ooze and lakes and pulling women down. And
it was prototypes, right? Too.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of prototypes in there as well.
It did, absolutely, for a lot of the later villains. And then all of a sudden, Thor appears in issue number 83, and the same thing with Iron Man. So it's really cool when you see just a total deviation of a major character just appearing in a series that was not superhero related at all. And then you have the polar opposite, where you have Spider-Man #1, which is, Spider-Man, obviously, first appearance of Spider-Man's Amazing Fantasy 15, super successful book. Amazing Fantasy was the same kind of thing, right? And then it was very successful. Everyone loved it. So they made Spider-Man #1. Great book, but the Marvel first appearances are really, really cool. Whether it's in another series or whether it's a solo title like Spider-Man or Fantastic Four. Not that this is the first appearance of Spider-Man, but you know what I mean. Same thing with Daredevil. Like, Daredevil is right up there with all the rest of the big ones, in my opinion. So, but this is a great book, though. So this Spider-Man #1 is notorious for Marvel chipping. This one has one tiny little chip. Yeah, some of them look really bad. One tiny little chip up there.
I have a 1.5 that was generous.
Yes,
like real generous.
Yeah, and this is a beautiful 3.0. I was going to crack and press it and send it to CGC, which I'm probably still going to do, but I figured I was going to wait until Christmas season was over just because of how terrible shipping is this time of year. I didn't want to risk this one getting lost for months and months and months. So this one's hanging out a little bit longer if anyone wants it. It's $99.
Now let me ask you, what does that go for right now?
I'm asking $9,900 on it, which is a little over GPA, but like I was saying with the planets, pay more for copies that don't have chipping.
Yeah.
You know,
I was lucky to win my copy in an auction, and like you said, I was probably the only lunatic going for it. This was years and years ago, before COVID, thank God. I didn't get beat up with like the COVID price on that. But because it was an ugly copy, nobody was bidding, and I was able to walk home with my, my copy.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't be able to afford it now.
Yeah, I hear
That's great. That's
speaking of
such
Spider-Man,
an awesome book, man.
Yeah, that's a cool one. And then speaking of Spider-Man, probably the most popular issue in the run, I would think, other than #1, first appearance of the Green Goblin, Amazing Spider-Man 14. If you don't own an Amazing Spider-Man 14 and you're an avid Silver Age comic collector, you need to own an Amazing Spider-Man 14. It is one of those books. It's just such a cool villain, cool concept, cool cover. Everything about this book just rocks.
Well, let me ask you this. I go back and forth with some people, and I like having this conversation.
Sure.
I think Green Goblin is like his arch nemesis. I have some people with Dr. Octopus, and I get that too. So, but I feel like I don't know. I mean, like,
so your first few Spider-Man books, you have Sandman, Vulture, Doc Ock,
Chameleon,
and Chameleon. Yes, and the Chameleon as well. But I say Sandman, Doc Ock, and Vulture are your three biggest Spider-Man villains that appear prior to issue 10. After issue 10, you have Green Goblin and Mysterio.
Okay, yeah, so, that's 13 Mysterio,
yes,
right?
13 Mysterio, and then 14 Green Goblin. And then you have the Rhino and Electro and some of the later villains.
Yeah, Prowler.
I personally think that Mysterio and Green Goblin are much more fleshed out villains than the Vulture and Sandman. Vulture and Sandman are cool. And Doc Ock. I mean, Doc Ock is definitely up there. But it's definitely a toss up between Doc Ock and Green Goblin for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole and Green Goblin just has so much history with Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that. Like, yes,
history of Spider-Man is different than like history with Spider-Man's grandmother.
Yeah.
Right. It's like he's more of like your mad uncle versus like your arch nemesis. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
My man was trying to kick it to your aunt for a while, so just consider Otto family, and Norman is the one you want to slay.
Correct. And then you have the whole relation between Harry Osborn, being Hobgoblin, and there's just a lot of history that was from 14 on. It was a lot heavier in Green Goblin than any of the other villains. And like I said, I think Green Goblin is probably one of the most fleshed out villains in the history of villains. I mean, incredible backstory, even in the movies. I mean, he was the villain for all of the Spider-Man movies, and everyone absolutely loved him. I mean, they basically begged William Dafoe to come back as Green Goblin because he crushed it. Like William Dafoe.
I mean, he gave Spidey arguably the biggest loss up to those issues as well with your 121 and 122. So I mean, like now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I mean that's probably it, right? You're looking at like one, what was it? The Vulture. So like, what is it? 4, right, or whatever it is. What's geez.
Vulture. Second appearance is 7. First is
that's crazy. Yeah.
I think it's 4, and then 2 is Sandman. One is one's the Chameleon, right?
This is one of my favorites right here.
And then speaking real quick of 121, got a beautiful 121 floating around here if anyone's looking for one.
Oh, dude, I had an 8.5 that I tried to read. Like I go back and reread my comic books, man. Yeah. At least when they're not graded. Now I have it graded because my 8.5, I didn't take the tape off the bag, and I was talking to my wife.
Oh,
my girlfriend at the time, dude. Yeah, and Jess was talking to me, and I took it out, and the whole cover, I'm getting goosebumps.
You pulled it.
Dude, look at the goosebumps. I pulled the whole thing. I killed Gwen Stacy twice. I felt so horrible.
You killed Gwen Stacy.
That was it. The night that Gwen Stacy died twice. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean it's 121 is. I mean this and 129 are just so good.
We got a dad joke, Tom. We got a dad joke, and then a quick setup here. Right. What do you get when you cross a vampire and a snowman?
Oh man, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
Let's go. What do we got? Frostbite. I like these, man. I want to just write all these down and just give us like EXP dad jokes. On that note, we're going to the last break. We'll see you in a minute.
All right. See you soon.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy holidays. I am Jeff. This is Dom. Happy belated Merry Christmas. Happy belated Hanukkah, guys. Just sending you and your family tons of love. Thank you for hanging out with us. Again, 8 to 10 Thursday nights here in the experience. Guys, if you claim anything, please hit the form that's pinned here. After the show, or now, leave a comment, like it, share it, subscribe, all that fun stuff, guys, so we can continue to bring you the best books, prices, everything under the sun, comic content included, all this stuff, guys. I'm tired today, Dom. I've only gotten your last dad joke. So XSSFD is saying that some of the chat is not working. That's a bummer.
I have heard that YouTube, I guess Instagram too, they filter some of the comments on lives for some reason. I don't know why, but
that's weird.
I have heard that.
Well, I mean, you should be able to see them coming in through here through the StreamYard, but that's strange. And SSFD, I'm sorry, that's weird. We'll look into that.
Yeah.
See what we can cook up there. But so in between the break, I changed up a little bit, guys. I thought I would grab some stuff that I thought was cool because it's one of my favorite movies around, and these are super hard to come by. This is the Warriors #1, guys. This is a Diamond Previews edition. I had this priced at about $150 raw. This sells for about $75. They're lower print run, guys. Nobody ever heard of the Dable brothers as a publishing company. They did the first 2 issues, and then good old friends here at Dynamite came in and were like, let me save this from you. This is a number 5. This is a 9-4. Sorry with that glare. There we go.
There
this one's $150, guys. And on the back, they do a lot of cool little sayings. And on the back here, it says, Warriors, come out and play. Yay. You guys know what this is. So, bunch of stuff there. Some Walking Dead. A nice Walking Dead run from 4 up. 9 6s, 9 8s. All right, if you're looking for some other Walking Dead books, we do have a treasure trove of Walking Dead under 10. I know Dom has some on the other side as well. Some roll
I think I've got 8, maybe 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, something like that. So I have a few of them.
So again, higher grades on the slab, 9 6, 9 8s. Those are all there. Showing off that Daredevil 1. I believe it was $17.50. That's right. Nice affordable copy. Something that's just random, guys. I dug into the back, a little slab deal. Nothing too crazy. $40 little blowout, guys. I have 3 copies, all available. This is the Bogdanovin variant with the Spider-Man 1 McFarlane homage. So you see that there?
Yeah.
$40 on that little slab special. 9.8.
You know, speaking of McFarlane homages, when you have McFarlane homaging McFarlane,
they cancel each other out.
Right. I guess they have to, right?
Yeah. And you get a Liefeld.
Yeah, exactly. there you go. So yeah, Spawn 300 homaging Spider-Man 300, which I only figured it was fitting to put them next to each other. So if you want both, we have the original and then the homage to the original. So I thought that was a cool little
Don, that's got to be the most homage cover.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean that and I mean,
he homages himself in 301 for Christ's sake.
Yeah, literally.
That's
literally.
That's the equivalent of like a chef naming a dish after himself.
Yeah, it's just homageception.
He's just got a set, that Todd.
It's funny. It's very funny. But yeah, Todd is something. Todd is something.
I see the Todds, but I see third row all the way on the left, that Green Arrow. That Speedy book, man. That is an awesome book.
Yep. So
awesome book.
That's another book that, like we were talking about earlier, just sometimes there's a series, a mini run of books in a series that everyone asks for. This, and then we talk. I think I bring it up at least once every week. Is Demon in a Bottle, the Iron Man run? This and Demon in a Bottle are just so highly sought after. It's so hard to keep these books in stock.
And hold on, it's crazy because that 128 sells before any other issue, and I think like one of the early issues, there's a shot. I forget what. I think it might be like 121 or 22 because it's like 7-parter. My man's on his private jet, and she's like, his waitress like, Mr. Stark, to get you a drink? He's like, yeah, I'll take a martini. And you see on the desk, he's like 3 gins in already. I'm like, oh, fly sober, man. I get it.
Yep. So poor Speedy here gets addicted to drugs.
That's it.
They did Speedy dirty on this one, but
that's it.
As a result, it's highly collectible now.
Speedy's misfortune could be your treasure.
That's right. So Green Lantern 85. I have 125 on this book.
That's a great price.
Classic Neil Adams cover.
Yep,
Neil Adams, one of the great Bronze Age artists. Recently, I guess not semi-recently passed. He was one of the years. What was that?
Maybe a couple years?
Yeah, it's been a couple years. Not terribly long. I mean, he was one of the last really, really well-known Bronze Age artists left, unfortunately. I mean, most of these books came out, in the early 70s, and a lot of the artists, when they were working on them in the early 70s, they, a lot of them weren't teenagers then. So
teens, early 20s. Yeah.
So it's, now that was, I don't know, what, 50 years ago at this point?
Crazy.
Over 50 years.
And Neil was such a nice guy, man.
He was.
Like he would always be at like the Jersey shows and setting up in Jersey myself with Howie. Neil would always stop by the booth and say hi. And always have like a funny, snarky comment like, "Oh, why do you got the Stan Lee's up there? He's not even here." But, put my books up there and bring them by the booth. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Neil used to set up every year at Baltimore Comic-Con. So I would see him every year backstage or I don't know, the vendor area before everyone sets up at Baltimore every year.
That's cool, man.
Cool guy. But yeah,
great book.
One of the classic Neil covers. One that, like I said, one that everyone asked for. This book will not make it through my next convention.
At $125, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tempted to buy that because I have a 4.0.
Yeah, I promise this will not make it through my first convention of the year.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Go down one. Let me see that Avengers 57.
Yeah, there we go.
That book, I think, is going to see a little pop again. He's coming back. He's absolutely coming back.
And
that
Paul
cover
Bettany
is just too gorgeous.
And Paul Bettany did
such
a good job as the Vision. I mean, just an incredible performance from him. His portrayal of the Vision, and this is one of the coolest comic book covers ever. It's so good. Avengers 57, first appearance of the Vision, Black Widow and Ultron appearance, just an incredible John Buscema cover. It is a very strong 6.0 as well. I think this one could probably be cleaned up maybe a little bit, but it is just a beautiful, really well presenting 6.0. There's really not much wrong with it. You have a little bit of wear on the corners, but really, really nice 6.0 Avengers 57. If you don't have one, you need one. And this is one of those books, like I said, bottom of the depreciation curve. We have to be close to bottom bet on this book because last sale on this book.
What was the 6.0 price?
$250 for one of the biggest heroes in the entire run, the Vision. One of the most powerful heroes in the entire run.
He's coming. He's gonna come back with a Fury, man.
Yep.
Watch what they do.
Great book. He's got a little literal Infinity Stone in his forehead, like.
Yep. Yeah.
Crazy.
Where you go with that Infinity Stone? And
Yeah.
I see, as far as like Avengers go, you got a bunch of first appearances there.
Yeah, so I
Goliath, Yellow Jacket,
I redid the wall. I put a whole bunch of Avengers
the Valkyrie.
Yep. So
Scott Lang.
we have some good ones. We definitely have some good ones. And then speaking of overpowered,
He's coming back too, man.
Yep.
He's coming back too.
Drax and Thanos.
We're going to get a King Thanos, or we're going to get either a King Thanos or something like.
Yep.
We're going to see a more vicious Thanos.
Yeah.
Doom is putting a team together, guys.
Book. Signed by Jim Starlin.
That's cool.
6'5" off white. This is a really, really, really great book.
Jim Starlin.
$750 on this one. So
Wait,
I sold.
say that again?
$750. I sold a raw one of these, ungraded, maybe a 4.0. I think I got $400 for it. So you're talking,
and that's fine.
Yeah. It's crazy. $750.
So you're getting the Cosmic Godfather on a book that, in my opinion, is going to go back up because of they're bringing him back. Like he's going to be on his team. They're talking about it. Brolin just showed up in the last episode of the What If, or not maybe not the last, but whatever the Howard the Duck one was when they were chasing the egg. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry.
Speaking of Howard, you want a Howard? Right here.
Oh, you know what? Let's go. I'll see your Howard, and I'll
Howard the Duck,
jump in on
Adventure
one.
into Fear 19.
I'll
Like
jump
I
in
was
on
saying
one. Let's
earlier.
go. Oh,
There we
sorry.
go. Little Howard action.
Yeah.
Have you
got
ever
a first Howard there? I got a first kiss.
First Howard. Very cool.
Okay.
The
What's your price on that?
$80. $80. Fine, very fine.
A Fear 19.
Yep.
First Howard.
Yep.
$80.
Price to move. Like I said, this book will not make it through my
Yeah.
first show.
You guys are crazy.
I know.
That's a book that people ask for too all the time. Howard the Duck.
Honestly, if someone offered me that book for $80, I'd probably buy it.
I'd buy it. Yeah.
Completely honest.
You legit have a bunch of books that I can upgrade. That I'm thinking with my Christmas money, I'm gonna upgrade. It's either going to you or the art show tomorrow. So
hey, I'm here. I'm here now.
Dude, I like that.
Great book.
And guys, on the other end here, you got Howard the Duck first.
Oh,
appearance
Commander
of-
Beef, let me up. Hold on one sec.
Ooh, okay. So we'll talk about that. So he's gonna go look for your Conan 3. I will talk about. Oh, this is cool. I've had this up before, guys. It's $100. This is Batman versus Predator. This is going to be your prestige format that's signed by Andy. Right? Did I get that right? Andy Kubert. Or who's it? Adam. I don't know. It's like 2 letters. Adam Kubert. Right there, little signature. Prestige Batman versus Predator. They cannot reprint this as Marvel has the rights now, guys, to the Predator. This is $100. This is a 9.6, right? A little bit oversized, so you can hear that. Nice protected in there. What else did we go through? Oh, I got something here. We're talking about some X-Men, guys. Binary. This is issue 164, CGC 9.2. First appearance of Binary. $50 on this, guys. It's going to be plus shipping. But Carol Danvers, that's it. Newsstand. Throw this one to the side. And we'll keep showing off some more affordable X-Men keys, first appearances. This right here, guys, first appearance of Forge, X-Men 184. That's a newsstand edition. Oop, right there. You can see that. CGC 80. What's my page quality? Off-white to white. That's a Claremont story and a John Romita Jr. Dan Green cover art. First appearance, guys. Look at this. Ready? $35. $35. This is the cost to get it graded. $35. X-Men 184 first Forge. Let's go older CGC case, guys. You can tell by the label here, right? Case is a little bit thinner as well, but this is cool because this is the first appearance of Caliban. Can't even speak, guys. X-Men 148. Of course, you got a little Dazzler, Taylor Swift, Squad, Spider-Woman, Kitty Pryde, Storm. This is $40, guys. On an 8.5 newsstand, $40. This is the cost of grading. We'll slide that one down. Let's see what we got. Okay, did we show? Ooh, guys, I didn't even realize this one was here. little bit of a more expensive book. This is your first. Jeez, let me slide this over. How about this way? Oh, that's better. This is your first Silver Age Riddler. I got to work on this glare thing, guys. So, Batman 171. This came out in 1965. Beautiful pink cover. Like he said, the strike on that color pops. I collect pink covers, pink, green, yellow. This is a book that I have. This looks a lot better than my copy. I mean, I do have a 5.5. But yeah, this pink really pops, guys. I don't know if you can see that. Riddler, Batman, Boy Wonder. My price on this is $800, guys. First Silver Age Riddler. That's cool. Let's see what else we got here. We showed you some Werewolf by Night. This is cool. I'm going to give you one more just because I like the name. This is a really awesome Mike Plug cover, right? You know what they say, guys? Plug me once, shame on you. Plug me twice, you buy this book. This is a 9.6, super, super tough book to get in high grade. Any of these black covers, they display a lot of the imperfections along the spine, anywhere on the cover. You know, so 9.6, near perfect, $225, guys. Last sale was $250, so this was actually priced under GPA. Werewolf by Night 14, CGC 9.6, old case, classic Mike Plug. Plug the season. Go ahead, you're up, Dom.
All right, so I did find the Conan 23. So
Let's
here we
go.
This is, unfortunately, it's a rough copy, I'll be honest. Bottom staple is detached. Top staple is basically detached as well. It's hanging on by like
Spider-Man on the ferry.
Yeah, it's struggling to hang on, but it is hanging on. The next time you open it up, if you buy this book, I can't guarantee it will be attached because that's how close it is, but it is attached. It's otherwise complete. I just flipped through it. Really rough copy. Great reader though. It actually presents well. There's really like, you know, it's got decent color, presents well, good strike. Definitely some creases and folds and this and that and the other. But $50, probably as cheap as you're gonna get one.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, they are selling all day, every day for 80, 90, 100 or more
That's
online.
a good price,
But
Commander.
yeah, $50 is about as cheap as you're ever going to see one. So I did find that. And then I figure while I'm here,
what do we got? What do we got?
I purchased the collection. This is just a tiny little piece of the collection that I purchased. But I figured I'll flip through. Maybe next week, maybe we'll do a show and we'll do a bunch of Raw Silver Age.
Thank you for getting it. I was looking for a better grade.
No worries. I actually thought it was a little bit nicer, but after going through it, like I said, I literally bought these books on Christmas Eve. Yesterday was Christmas.
Curious.
So I haven't done anything with them at all. But we'll flip through them real quick. So
let's see a little preview. I like this.
Wonder Woman. We got some.
The Wonder Womans are tough, man.
They are.
Any of those Wonder Womans go so fast.
They are. Everyone wants them. Everyone wants them. So we got some Batman. What's the best way to do it? I also like this, right? So we got some Batman. Another Wonder Woman. There's a few more Wonder Womans. A lot of the bondage cover Wonder Womans do really, really well.
Yeah. That was right before they gave her new outfit.
Yes. Correct. So this is a great book.
First Parasite.
Yep, first Parasite, Action Comics. We got some Strange Tales. Got some more Strange Tales. Got some some nice Tales to Astonish.
That's one of my favorite covers. Oh, I like that. Archangel. Let's go.
Archangel.
Time out. That splash page. When you open that book, that splash page there, that Silvestri Sinister face.
Yeah.
That has haunted me for 20 years at least.
Do I have to open it up? I don't know if I've ever really looked for it.
I buy that book anytime I can.
Oh, it's
I
great.
have probably about 15
such
copies.
a great book.
Maybe more. Just look at it. Open it up and show everybody. That's probably the best. Oh, so good.
Let's take a little peek here. Oh, wow.
There it is. Yeah. Look at
that.
I mean,
they call him Mr. Sinister for a reason, right?
Right? Look at this teeth.
Look similar?
A little bit. We got to work on that.
Happy go lucky to be Mr. Sinister. My eyes aren't red enough. Face isn't white enough.
You're not evil enough. You're not.
No.
Dare I say sinister enough?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say max. I'm probably 2-3% evil. He's got to be close to 100.
Yeah. You're like this is like in Austin Powers, like you're quasi evil.
That is cool though. I honestly don't know if I ever really looked at that first splash.
One of my favorites.
Imagine how much money that first splash page would be if it came up for sale. Like
you know what? If Nick had it, I would pay him $1 a day for the rest of my life.
For the rest of your life,
I would go into the Derek payment plan.
I would too. I would definitely do that. $1
cool.
a day for the rest of my life. I could handle that.
Absolutely.
Maybe even $2 a day for the rest of my life.
I would make Miles pay the $1 for me.
Okay.
Out of his piggy bank.
Yeah.
Totally worth
think about it. What? That's $365 a year in payments. Like I can handle it.
Take me down for more than that in a week.
Yeah.
He's 6 years old. So what else you got? I jumped in on that Sinister. I saw some miniseries. Okay.
Sinister is great. We have issues 2 and 4. There we go.
Okay.
I am hopeful that 3 is in here somewhere. I don't think there's a 1, but you never know. We might find it. I still have a few more boxes to go through.
Oh, nice.
Captain Marvel #1.
Underrated.
Very underrated.
Very underrated. A super affordable Silver Age #1.
Correct.
T-book. That cover is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And then we got some Steranko. So, Jim Steranko, he only did, I think it was 23 comic covers, if I remember correctly. It's a pretty low number.
He was a wild guy.
Yeah, very, very wild guy. Very interesting.
Magician, escape artist.
Yeah.
That's true story. He's Mr. Miracle.
Right.
That's supposed to be him. Yeah.
Yeah. So really cool. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Very cool Steranko cover. Issue #4. I always loved the use of negative space on comic books. Really cool book. So then we have some giant size Superman, Bizarro, Brother Power, the Geek #1.
That's cool. I'm not familiar with that one.
No, neither. I saw it. I was like, that's weird. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those before. Just kind of one of those funky DC #1s that's worth more than you think it would be worth. But
good cover.
I posted some Journey into Mystery earlier as well. We have some, I think like 99, 105, and 102, maybe something like that. I think 102 is first Hela, which was a nice book. But we have some nice Thor book. Got some more Batman. Some nice Brave and the Bold here. Again, Wonder Woman bondage cover. This is going to sell.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Got some Silver Age Superman. We got some more Thor. More Superman.
Oh, nice. Silver Man. I like that cover a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
More Thor. And I think the rest of them are probably Thor. We got Thor.
I can live with that.
Yep. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
More Steranko, issue #5. And then some Surfer. Oh, I got a coverless Surfer #1 as well. So that was interesting. I think that's my favorite Thor cover, though.
Oh, that is cool.
So good. But
like
that's
that.
just a little snapshot of what I got. There's a lot more books to go through. So,
guys, if you've been following my journeys to Dom's throughout the course of the last couple of years, you'll see that he has a ton of books. That's just a drop in the bucket. Just like what we got here and what he has there as we bring the show to a close. We do have one final dad joke. Before we get to that, guys, if you are rewatching this and at any point you want to claim something, please fill out the claim form. Let us know. We'll be here for you. More importantly, please like this. Leave a comment. It helps grow the channel so we can do more shows like this and continue to bring you guys the best in content creation and comic book prices. With that being said, we got a couple seconds. Dom, anything?
Yep. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. We'll see you next year. That's crazy.
Yeah, see you next year.
Here it is, guys. Why is a broken drum everyone's favorite Christmas gift?
It doesn't work.
That's because my kids won't make any noise. Because you can't beat it, guys.
I got one.
I like that one. Ring the bell.
I got it.
We'll see you soon. Much love. Happy Thursday. Next year, guys.
Bye.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.